Hi, everyone, and welcome to another riveting episode of the Out of Character Adventure podcast.
Hey, you said that right.
I did. I am your DM for this coming adventure, George.
That's a DM I want to slide into.
Ew. Dirty.
And next to me is none other than...
This is Marcus Womble, your playa for this afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're listening to it. I play Ashlock. He's an artificer. That's it. That's all I got. And next to me is Senor Mr.
I hate you so much. This is John Carter. Your loud, annoying, very boisterous, sometimes making no sense player. I play Darren. I burn shit. And I piss people off.
So for today, we don't really have any
Good.
reason for John to be here, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, I think he seems to agree with that.
Yep, he just did.
Yep.
We also don't have any sponsors today, but we do want to give a good old shout out to the folks over at Syrinscape.
Thank you to Syrinscape.
For their cool audio app that allows us to add some really nice ambient sounds to our gameplay, as well as the occasional Foley here and there. That's about it for the intro stuff, unless anyone has anything to add.
I do not.
I never do.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get started with the Out of Character Adventure podcast. Last time, our merry band of intrepid adventurers had finally made their way back home to the great city of Ormondshire with the recovering Finskin. After a couple of days of strange encounters that Darren and a somewhat recent acquisition to their party, a young man by the name of Cricket. They seem to have had their own little adventure. But Darren has now made his way back, has convened with
His best friend.
Ashlock, which they both go over to visit Dorfinskin, who is now fully recovered, as well as with Yorick. They finally get the long-awaited answers as towards what exactly is this incoming threat from who knows where. After a couple of brief questions as to who these entities are, the group comes to find out that they are servants, if that's a kind way to put it.
Slaves.
They are slaves, cultists, who follow this lich lord by the name of Rathir Ilem.
A bitch lord. Got it?
And the symbol that they once thought was their key to understanding became fully fledged and became this four-tipped emerald star, a symbol of the Emerald Army of this verdant lich. With this information, Dor also tells the group of a library in the city of Whitrough, well beyond the nearby vicinity of...
Marcus is trying to draw your symbol, and it's not going to.
Well, I didn't do a good job drawing it in the first place. They are told of a library in the city of Whitrough, which is a good ways away, that holds potentially more information on this Khathir Ilem, but
You got some good flim going on that
thank
one.
you. Perhaps a venture for another day. But as for now, it is a time to rejoice.
And shop. And drink.
As our adventurers with the boisterous and proud Yorick make their way to the Great Cask, and that's where we left off last time. So, the two of you with Yorick in tow make your way into the saloon doors of the Great Cask.
You have that backwards. It's me and York with Ashlock in tow. Because we're
Yeah.
having to drag his ass there.
Pretty much. Actually, I was gonna say like halfway down, I'm just gonna be like, guys, I gotta go take a stop at home real quick to drop some stuff off before
why?
I.
Nonsense! You will come with us!
No, it'll take like 2 seconds. Trust me, I'll be right there.
Nope, come on.
If it takes 2 seconds, I don't think it's very important. Come on, it's time to rejoice and celebrate.
Trust me, it's very important.
I hear they have those sausages you like.
All right, let's go to the Great Cast.
Yes.
Nice.
So you guys step in the warmth of the hearth within this now almost welcoming tavern. Simple. The smell of stale ale, almost pine wood, fills your nostrils as the sound of chatter fills the air. You see Brenna and a couple of other workers making their ways around the tavern, and you see the fireplace lit and a couple of people
It's lit.
having seats next to it, trying to stay somewhat warm to the relative cold breeze of the encroaching night. You guys step in, and there's a bit of light music playing off to the side, and some people even dancing.
As I step in, flamboyantly, I will make the fire grow in heat and get brighter for a little bit. And I go, everyone, it's his birthday. Let's drink.
Yeah, I haven't stepped through the door yet, and I'm just gonna give it a good 10,
And I
15
grab
seconds.
him and pull him in.
Ow! Hi guys.
It's his birthday.
People kind of turn and just kind of go back to about their business.
Drinks for everyone.
Everyone lights up. Cheers.
How do you start a riot?
Riot. Everyone clamors loudly as they rejoice in this new announcement of drinks around. You see a hardy, battle-worn man at the front of this bar top. He's humming a strange face, someone you haven't seen helming the bar top before.
Are you saying helming or humming?
Helming.
Oh, I'm saying humming.
So,
I was picturing someone humming too. It's like, cool, a bard.
Yeah. Are those two old ass assholes there?
From episode 1?
Yeah.
three of them?
I think one of them's a little catatonic
Yeah.
Probably.
still. He's still, on
AKA
the,
dead.
he's still on the floor.
They just left him.
Are they there?
You do not see them.
Good bitches. So I'll buy a round for us three. I didn't tell everyone I was going to buy them rounds. I'll buy a round for the whole place. Fuck it.
Okay.
And then I'll bring some ale over.
That's not a lot of people. It's only like 12, not including you guys. So for 15, about 3 copper
Yeah,
per, 4 silver, 5 copper.
got it.
Easily covered. Deduct that from your...
I will.
Cool.
And I'll walk over. I'll hand Ashlock and I'll hand Yorick one. And I'm like, hey, Cheers to you.
Cheers to you, Ashlock.
Cheers to me.
And you all cling your tankards together, and you just, or you see Yorick just kind of throw back his drink.
I want to do that too.
You can certainly try.
I take a good healthy sip and then put it back down. And also before I entered the establishment, like on the way in, I just double checked to make sure that Garmonian pearl that was around my neck is definitely inside my clothes and not showing.
Right. So Brenna kind of overhears. She comes in.
So, I hear it's your birthday. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, it was like 2 days ago, but
Well, you are more than welcome to have your fair share of a dish on the house.
sausages,
How many would you like?
all of them.
Oh, right away. Mr. Darren, anything for you?
Yeah. Can I get a bowl of roast?
A bowl of roast.
Roast
I can
stew?
get you a stew, yes. And for you, tall fella.
I will take what he's having, and he points to Darren.
Oh, so 2 stews and a plate of sausage.
Yes, thank you.
Right away. Okay.
We're gonna have a sausage party.
I mean, I'm not against that.
Great.
And she slowly walks away.
Finger guns just.
So there you sit. And you actually have quite a bit of a crowd come around. It's like, oh, I heard it's your birthday, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, a pleasure, and thanks for grabbing drinks for all of us. Hi, this is the guy who bought us some drinks. And you have a couple of people like,
Cheers with him.
Cheers.
Yorick stands up on a chair. Everyone, I would like to send a toast to this young gentleman here. Has proven himself time and time again a strong and brave comrade. To Ashlock.
To Ashlock.
Yeah.
To me?
Yeah. I'm all about self-indulgence and confidence.
So,
At one point in the night, when everyone's like real, like loosey-goosey, I want to stand up on a table and I want to tell a tale of Ashlock the Brave. I want to weave a story about how Ashlock took down 3 undead assassins sent from the underworld whose power and might struck me down, but the next morning I awoke and he was alive and the 3 were dead. As I'm doing this, I'm going to use the cantrip Control Flames to weave the story in fire in the air.
okay.
How many drinks have you had at this point?
I was gonna say he only bought a round for the tavern, so no one's getting like lit except for you. So this
Yep.
very much will be Darren thinking he's creating some sort of elaborate firescape of like different colors and different shapes. Darren out here putting on a fire show as you make this show for people. Give me a performance check.
I will. 23.
You actually have quite a. You've essentially garnered the attention of anyone who has had quite a bit too much to drink. So you have around 4 people who are just kind of like, one of them has the chair sitting, like he's sitting in the chair backwards. The other one's kind of like legs propped up against the table. And they're all kind of just enamored with the story you're telling, and they're all looking at Ashlock and looking back at the images you're conjuring up with this Control Flame cantrip.
The images being way, way more confident than the shy little boy sitting and like hiding his head in his drink.
Yes.
You would almost see their belief in this story waver if it weren't for how well it's being told. And this goes well into the night. Is there anything else you all like to do before
I will
morning
say
comes?
I pulled up Control Flames, and the images you create with the fire last for an hour. So there's just like a floating Ashlock for like an hour after the story ends.
I just bring that Ashlock over next to you.
I like it a lot.
Just hovering.
I feel like the way I see this night going is like that first tankard. Like I'd try my hardest to just nurse that drink, and every time I like take a sip, like Yorick and Darren are like, "No, drink, drink, drink," and so like the first one goes by very slow, but eventually like I pick up a little bit and get a little more tipsy than Ashlock has
Normally would.
ever been before.
Yeah.
And the food definitely comes in at just the right moment, and it smells so good, especially given your drunken state.
Well, here you are, dearie. Enjoy.
Thank you, Brenna. You're the best.
Thanks, ma'am.
You're very welcome.
I might scarf it down. Just go to town on it.
Yeah, you give Yorick a run for his money as he takes these huge bites of this lamb roast that has been stewing in a very thick broth with cabbage, carrots, potatoes, celery. It's an actually well-made meal.
Marcus is very hungry right now.
Aren't
So
we
is
all?
John. All right, we'll pause this podcast. We'll be back. I'm gonna have some din.
So, your stomach's full and your head's light and dizzy. The night comes to a swirling end as you all make your ways to your respective abodes. Darren, I take it you're crashing with Ashlock.
Oh yeah.
I'd say on the way to the house, I kind of have my arm around Darren, and he's probably helping me stay on my feet a little bit.
Yep.
So, how much do you think it cost to buy a house around here? These parts.
Well, seeing as I've been here for 3 weeks now, I have no idea.
I think we should do it.
Darren stops in his track, looks at him. Do what?
We should buy a house.
Oh, yeah. Really? On some land?
I maybe a couple, houses down from where we're at now.
All right. Yeah. Let's talk about this in the
All right.
morning.
He throws up.
I'll lead him over, pat his back.
Yorick pats him on the back too, because I just imagine you two having this conversation. Yorick's just kind of standing there like this big tiefling brick of a house.
He's a brick.
Tiefling.
But yeah, he just kind of, I was wondering what that would happen.
Yeah, it took a lot longer than I thought.
Me too.
You did good, kid.
Well,
Tastes like sausage.
Well, that's what you said.
gentlemen, I must bid you adieu.
I bid you a don't. Nah, I'm just kidding. You have a good night. Oh, come on. That was funny.
It was a good one. But this is a bit of a somber moment for me, as I don't know when I will be seeing you two again.
Just come to Whitrough with us.
Unfortunately, I have a platoon
You
that
just
is
come to
being
Whitrough with us.
stationed out. We are being deployed to the northern front.
You just come to Whitrough with us.
Like the war?
There is no war.
What's the front for?
We are mobilizing capable guards who want to show their worth to the Grand Army. And I've chosen myself, or I have decided that it is time that I try to make something of myself, besides just simple city guard.
Hell yeah. I'm all for it.
So,
What?
Like, you're going?
yes,
When?
tomorrow
Where are you going?
I am going to Parlova in the north.
Parlova. Right on, man.
Thank you.
I've seen what you're capable of, and I think you'll be all right.
Can
Yes.
I give you something?
Sure, what is it?
spell scroll.
What? Okay, sure. If it's a sporting gift, I'm not one to deny it.
Can I do it tomorrow?
Unfortunately, I probably should be getting ready now as we are set to ship out early tomorrow morning.
Okay, I'll go around right now, and I'll send it with Darren to you. Darren, you can take it to him, right?
Yeah. Don't know how well that scroll's gonna turn out, but yeah, sure. I'll do just that. I'm gonna get this one to sleep. You have a good night, York, and all the best to you.
Thank you. And hopefully we will meet again.
Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna come see you in a couple months. Better make your name worthy. I want to
I
be able
will
to
try.
walk in there and be like, "Hey, I know York," and they're like, "Oh shit."
He just has this huge grin on his face. Yes. Yes.
As we were walking away, I'm just gonna go like behind my back, just go. Just don't forget to put on your armor.
We start to walk away, and then I imagine Ashlock, like, kind of, like, actually realizing that he is leaving, and like wanting to go give him a hug, and so he'll turn around and like kind of take a few steps, and yeah, and he'll turn around and just, hey Yorick, and that's about the time that he just flat on his face passes out.
Well, I'd say with a 15, Yorick is fast enough to catch you, and he just grabs you on the shoulder and just gives you a big ol' hug.
The question is Ashlock conscious for that one?
He is not.
So you fade to black as the last thing you feel is Yorick's hand on your shoulder. And Yorick uses that, and he picks him up and kind of starts taking him in the direction of his house, which he knows where it is. And
And as Yorick is used to carrying people by himself.
Yep. He sets you on your bed,
Yeah.
gives you a strong handshake, Darren.
You have a good one, man.
I will.
Look out for yourself.
Of course. And you too, be safe.
We will. I'll put the alarm spell up and I'll go to sleep.
All right. Morning comes a bit too early for you, Ashlock, as you're tired, not so much hungover, but just exhausted from a long night. But nevertheless, you stir awake, and Darren,
I'm already up.
yeah,
I'm like hip leaning over, just like bent over. Hey, good morning. How's it feeling? Tapping on my head.
Hey,
oh, you're still
Ooh.
very young, so there's like no residual. You feel
oh, wow, yeah. I forgot what it was like to be 20.
I don't remember. Hey.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You feel all right?
Yeah, decent.
All right.
Just could use some more sleep.
Well, no time for that.
All right.
So what's our plan? What are we doing?
What happened? After I remember you telling the story,
Yep.
and then I really started drinking a little more after everyone kind of kept coming up to me and saying happy birthday and stuff.
Yep. And then we ate food.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then we polished off our drinks. And then we came home.
Okay.
York's leaving. He's probably out of town by this point. And you tried, I think, giving him a hug, but you passed out. Or you threw up.
Okay, that explains the taste in my mouth.
You said you wanted to buy a house.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I thought about it. Yeah. Okay.
How about
Where did he go?
Parlova?
Oh. All the way up there?
Yeah. Something about making a name for himself outside of a city guard.
Oh, well, I'll miss him.
Yeah. Yeah. You said you wanted to send a spell scroll to him, but You kind of passed out right after that.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Should have.
Maybe I could see if they've got someone who can deliver stuff up there.
Probably.
I'm going to do that.
Hey,
Yeah?
yesterday when we were on our way to seeing Dorfinskin,
Yeah.
you said something about the way I talk to and approach people.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you re-say that?
We were just talking about how you kind of ask a lot of questions that people may not be comfortable answering, and that, some people might kind of be a little not want to talk to you after that.
Yeah. Well, let's go see who sends out packages, because I have some stuff I want to send out as well.
Okay, let me just write a quick spell scroll. It'll take 2 hours.
All right. Darren will just be off to the side.
So I've noticed you don't have your Johnson with you.
Yeah.
Still, are you having trouble getting your Johnson back up?
As he's writing the spell scroll, I'll bring my Johnson back. And the rest of the time, I'll sit there and play with my Johnson.
I take it now you guys were planning on running your errands.
Yes.
Okay.
Shopping episode. Shopping and errands. Da-da-da-da-da.
Well, you said you want to send out some packages.
Yeah. I have
All right.
2 in mind.
All right.
3, actually, in mind. 1 will be over to the farmstead.
Orthana Farm?
Yes.
Yes. With the book that I got out of the monastery, the Farmer's Almanac, How to Grow, and I'll send that over to, what was his name?
Joaquin.
Joaquin, with a short apology letter, basically saying that I'm young and dumb in my ways, and there's a lot that I have come to learn that are flaws and not the best characteristics about myself.
Right.
And I'll send that saying, you said that you wanted to get your life back on track. Here's a book that I hope will help. And I'll send that over there. The second one, I don't think is actually going to be a package. It's going to be just a letter I leave at the Grey Cask for Cricket to pick up. His will just say, "I'm sorry, I should have listened," and that'd be it.
Okay.
With just signed to Darren. And then the third one is just going to be a letter of recent adventures and stuff sent to my mom and dad in Shadesbury. Just mainly the biggest portion of it is that I've made a friend, a good friend that I haven't made in a long, a good kind of friend I haven't made in a long time, and that I stepped into a temple for the first time in years, and that I'm thinking about going back, going into temple more often.
Okay.
And that I love them and miss them.
All right. For the messenger service, it's going to be 18 gold.
For the 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
For all of them combined.
The third one I'm just going to drop off at the Grey Cask.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all distance based, and Shadesbury, it's 800 miles away.
You said how much?
18.
Yeah.
For Yorick, I'm actually going to write 2 spell scrolls.
Okay.
A healing word and then a sanctuary.
Ooh.
All right.
And send that up to him.
In Parlova?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, boy.
Barlova.
All right, let's see how far away that is.
While you're doing that, as my next set of errands, I would like to go and talk with Thomas.
It's going to be 48 gold.
Just tell him to find the army troop on the way up there and drop it off.
It's 2,400 miles away.
Okay. Do I know if I could have someone from the would this be a regular route that people from the garrison would take?
It's actually something you've not encountered before, given your familiarity with the garrison and the guard force here in Ormondshire. You've not actually encountered like a platoon or a squad of, guardsmen making their way up to Parlova.
I'll tell them that I'll come back and send it if I can't get another way of getting it up there.
Okay.
I'm going to try to see if Thomas knows anyone who can send stuff up there.
Go ahead and roll me a d10.
2.
A 2. Yeah, you find, especially with the aid of your dad, a late platoon member or a late enlister who still has to make their way up there. So with that, I'll probably just have it to 24 gold.
Sweet.
Nice. Clearance sale delivery.
So, packages out of the way. Anything else?
Yeah, I want to talk to Thomas to let him know like what's the next step for us to find these people and bring justice. If there is any type of equipment or assistance that they could give, whether it be with travel or basic items like rations and stuff, horses, if they could, for Ashlock and I to go up to Whitrough.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I got you, boo. I got you, boo. Oh, I'm proficient in persuasion. That's 22.
All right. They are capable of supplying 10 days worth of rations
Okay.
for both of you,
Nice.
Sweet.
as well as any martial weapons you might need, or shields if you need that. Horses aren't really used, especially since it's a city guard and there's no it's not a large city by other city standards. You do know, because of Thomas, that there is a farm to the west that actually raises horses,
Nice.
like stallions and mustangs.
Okay.
It's roughly around 100 miles out, so maybe 3 days.
Cool.
If you want to get horses that are capable of traveling long distances, that would be the way to go. And when he mentions the farm's name, it sounds familiar.
Yeah. Figured. So I'll thank him for the rations, and I'll be like, I don't use weapons, so if Ashlock needs them, I'll let him know that you have them available.
It's never too late to pick one up.
Yeah. Well, I have this, and I'll point my crossbow. Pew pew. And my next errand is to go to Ethanson and basically ask the same thing, but more like magical stuff in nature.
Give me a persuasion check.
Natural 20.
He can procure 2 scrolls of Phantom Steed for you and Ashlock.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that.
How long would that last?
Well, Darren has a spell book.
Oh, shit.
You didn't realize that, did you?
Yeah, no.
That's a ritual?
Yeah,
Yeah. What level is it?
3rd.
I don't have access to 3rd yet.
But it is
Yet.
a scroll that you could cast. So, essentially, a large quasi-real horse-like creature appears on the ground in occupied space of your choice within range. You decide the creature's equipment, but it's equipped with a saddle, and bit, and bridle for the duration, which is 1 hour.
But doesn't it go like 100 feet per round?
100 feet, and can travel 10 miles in an hour, 13 miles at fast pace. So 100 feet compared to 60 feet, which a riding horse can do.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
10 miles in an hour, so within a day you can travel 80 miles.
Or 13 in an hour.
Let's see.
Math. Anyways, I'll
104.
take those. And does he say anything about like the protection or other equipment available?
He can't really procure any protective material. He doesn't have the connections for it.
Okay.
Like again, he's more of a scholar than a tinkerer. Yeah, the 2 scrolls that he can procure from other mages he knows
Yeah.
would probably be the most he'd be able to conjure up, especially since you guys haven't really spoken to him in quite some time.
Yeah, I was out for a while.
Yeah. But he does seem a bit like okay with you coming to him for aid.
Okay. Does he have any type of way when I say we're going to Whitrough?
No, not
Okay.
particularly, no.
All right.
He does
Is he breathing? Kidding.
he asks if you're going to make a stop at Adelgarden.
What's that?
It's the city on the way. Or it's a potential stop on the way.
Maybe. Why? Why do you ask? Do
It
you have a
seemed-
connection there?
If you make your way to the Silver Shield, it's in the Temple Quarter, south of the Monastery of Angels.
Silver Shield and the Temple Quarter,
Yes.
Monastery of Angels.
Yes.
Got it.
Both of which are good spots to stop by in.
Yeah.
The Silver Shield is just a common inn. But if you happen to stop by in, look for a halfling by the name of Cilia.
Cilia?
Yes. She's a former student of mine.
All right. Thank you.
And she might give you a bit of a discount if she knows that her favorite professor has kind eyes for you.
Oh, nice. Speaking of favorite professors, I'll be back in a couple days after I do some more errands, sir. I'd like to see if you can help me do some research on dipping my feet into a basic enchantment of items.
Oh,
But
well, I'm not an enchanter by nature, but I'm sure I can point you in the right direction.
yeah, and you have access to the university's library, I assume?
Yes, but they're a bit finicky with college students making their way inside.
I totally convinced a couple of people here that I was a college student. How do you think I got into this room?
Right, were they students themselves?
I don't know.
That's not a crazy feat. I'm sure it was quite easy for you to do it.
I don't know.
But we're talking about a well looked after library.
That's fair.
But if you're looking for something that is a bit more accessible for you, I do suggest Manon Flint. They have a lovely selection there.
Oh, yeah, been in there.
Worth looking at.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
And after that, shopping for me so you can...
Be safe. It's a long journey and potentially not a safe one.
Yeah.
Well, I have to go now.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
I guess the first thing that I'd really do is, so I've actually am almost done with those bracers, and I was gonna make it a bracers with charges of shield similar to like a wand or something. And so it'd be about 2 weeks to work on it. Coming up on the end of those 2 weeks, and so I think the first day or two, I would just finish those up with Darren's help whenever he comes back around, since he knows Shield.
Yeah.
And have him finish those up with me.
I'll pour in some abjuration magic.
All right. So that'll be 25 gold worth of materials.
Okay.
Easy enough. While you're making that, go ahead and give me a roll a d6.
2.
But I'm sorry. Roll a d10 first.
2.
All right. Everything goes according to plan.
Okay.
Next on your list.
After that, I assume at some point I would start looking at some maps to show the path from here to Whitrough, and then kind of realize I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. And so then I would like to talk to Thomas about anyone who could train me in some cartography skills, or anyone he knows. And then if he didn't really have any contacts, go talk to Mannon and Flint.
Yeah. You talk to your dad, and he's like, well, I don't know, kid. I don't know about all that map making stuff. I'm sorry.
Go to Mannon and Flint, talk to them, see if they know any cartographers.
You make your way to Manning and Flint, and they... Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have an idea where to go for cartography, but give me an investigation check.
A 6, so
6.
it's going to be a total of 8.
No, the closest thing you can find is just a kind of a fold-out map in their supplies of the existing known area of Vermore. And with that, you just kind of get a rough idea. You can buy the map for two silver if you'd like.
I buy it.
All right. So you have a functional map of Vermore.
Okay. So I guess I'll spend probably a good bit of time doing some research on the areas of...
Vermore.
Well, I mean, kind of in between us and
Whitrough.
Whitrough.
Okay.
And what kind of creatures, monsters, that kind of stuff
All right.
we
So
may encounter.
with the map, you are able to essentially plot out a route. The safest or the established route that you could see is going from Ormondshire to Adelgarden, making your way just south of Shodra Peaks, and then cutting through those plains to Whitrough.
Okay. So I guess I'll just look into any lore around Adelgarden and anything around like the peaks and stuff.
Yeah. So you do know the surrounding forest around Adelgarden is known as Endergrove Forest.
And that's the one between us and Adelgarden?
Yes, that's the one surrounding Adelgarden.
Okay.
While you're doing that research, go ahead and roll a d10. John, what kind of research are you doing?
6.
All right, you're good. Go ahead and roll a history.
In the 2 weeks that it took for him to finish up and get to like come to me about finishing up the enchantment on the bracers, I wanted to look into like as a non tinkering kind of person, like the magic side of enchanting items.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d10.
And I was gonna go to his place and be like, "Hey, I'm a friend of Ashlock's."
Manning and Flint.
Yeah, Manning and Flint.
Okay.
Just be like, would you mind if I just sit here all day for the next 2 weeks and just read and pay you a little bit that I can? You know, kind of looking for that friend discount.
Provisionary. If you're going to Manning and Flint, the books you are going to be using for research, you have to buy. It's not a library. It's not perusing it. So, with that, go ahead and roll a d10 first.
9.
Okay, good. What did you roll on investigation, Marcus?
It was a 17.
17. History.
Yeah.
A 17. Okay. And you're using Manning and Flint, correct?
I was just going to basically use my resources that I have as, a scholar, like spending a lot of time in libraries and bookstores and like use my network of book people to figure out like if I need to go to the library or to a bookstore or where
Right.
it is.
So, how many weeks of research are you looking into doing?
I mean, it would really depend on where I got. If I felt confident after a couple of weeks, I would probably just take that. If not, then I would kind of keep pushing for another week or two.
All right. Depending on how much information you want to get, just how much time you spend, I will allot you more information.
Okay.
So you can be looking at something between 2 to 4 weeks. So your choice.
4 weeks.
All right. So that would put you at, with your connections, 50 gold
Okay.
at discounted rate. And I'd say with that, you having the connections would probably make it easier for Darren if you guys
Okay.
are working in tandem. And how many weeks of research are you doing?
2.
Just 2?
Yeah, it would have been. I would have started it right away, right after the first day of errands of shipping. Talk to Thomas, talk to Ethanson, in 2 weeks. And I was thinking by the time mine stopped, would have been where he came to me, looking to help finish the enchanting stuff.
All right. So you're doing only 2 weeks of research.
For that one thing, yeah.
Okay, that'll put you at 50 gold.
Okay.
So with your investigation of 17, correct?
Yeah.
Your I'm sorry, history. So you're able to discern with your 4 weeks 4 points of interest. In Endergrove Forest, creatures that can often be found harassing travelers and whatnot are flying monkeys, displacer beasts, and giant boars. Those are the 3 known threats within the forest. Anything else can be a minor nuisance to a rare occurrence.
Okay.
Around Owl Garden itself, you know that there are lizard folk towards the Lake Yasmin portion side, south side of Owl Garden. You know there are gnolls to the northwest, goblin folk towards the northeast between Owl Garden and Shoulder Peaks, as well as ogres.
To the northeast for goblins and ogres.
Yes. Around the south of Shoulder Peaks, the mountain pass that you'll be going through, you'll find hill giants. You'll find bands of centaurs. There's been a manticore that has been spotted, as well as closer towards the lake, Eelgoths, a creature you are familiar with.
Oh, was that the crocodile thing that we
Yes.
fought? Oh, fuck that.
Around Whitrough, there's only mention of one creature, a cyclops.
Oh, shit. No, thank you.
But that's closer towards the coast.
This campaign's over. I'm not going against that.
Okay.
So with your 4 weeks of research, you are able to find 4 cornerstones of information. What did you roll on either Arcana or Investigation?
22.
You're able to gather 2 bits of information.
Okay.
The first of which, going through the books on enchantment, one name keeps coming up. A Edel Quindry, Edell Quindry, Quindry. It seems to be the author of many of the books you've read. Books from Proper Runic Application, Arcanist's Guide to Transplantment, and The Function Before Form, Analytical Arcane Inscription.
Did you have these prepped? Did you
I
make...
do.
Oh, shit. I fucking love you, George.
It seems to be a female half-elf that resides in Bradesborough, a town that is 40 miles south of Hyrock, the capital of Veremore. That is the first major point of potential better enchantment, or someone to look towards.
Yeah.
The other is a material that is often mentioned within these books, a Olargrot, Olargroht, a dwarven stone-like material that lends itself to enchantment very well, although it is rare and highly coveted. The last known remaining vein can be found near the dwarven city of Duldarim in the Hondroth Mountains. That's going to be northwest of the Shodra Peaks itself, just west of Hyrock. Do you speak Dwarven?
No, I do not.
All right. So, it's rare, highly coveted, and anyone seeking Olgrot will find a hard time parting any dwarf from their reserve. So far, you guys have spent 6 weeks doing this. you have spent 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
I will say 3 because of your shopping and whatnot.
Yeah, that I was about to go over that.
Mhm.
I was just going to go around looking for any like magical items or anything. At one point, I would have showed him the scrolls that I got, and outside of the game, Marcus and I already talked about. Ashlock would have reminded Darren to get some pearls,
Yeah.
and they need to be 50 gold each, right?
100.
100 each.
Yeah.
So, do you want to share one?
I mean, I'll give you
100 gold. for it?
100. Yeah.
So I'll go buy 2.
All right, you stop by Shadowmoor's Jewelry.
And I'll look for 200 gold worth pearls for the identification ritual.
Okay. Easily enough. You find 2 of them.
All right. And then I would go around looking for anybody that sells magical items.
You know of 2 people.
The drow.
They're not drow.
Oh, what were they?
I was just thinking Edelweiss. It's definitely not it.
I know they have a dragon one. with them.
Edwarda and
Erdnard.
Erdnard.
Yeah, I'll go to them.
All right. So, from your previous encounter with them, you know of a couple of materials or magical equipment that they have. They have a potion of animal friendship, an immovable rod, a scroll of fine familiar, which you've purchased already, a potion of growth, a potion of healing, an alchemy jug. There was a potion of hill giant strength and a potion of water breathing. Those are the only materials that you saw that they had at the moment.
And those are the only ones they still have?
You don't know? You go check?
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
ask.
So you come in, and there you see Ernard kind of manning the bar top. It's early in the day, but you come in nonetheless.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
it's nice.
You came back.
I did, yeah.
Good.
I was actually hoping to look at your wares on the other side.
Oh, right. I think if just step outside the door and give a good knock, and I think Welda could open up for you.
Hi, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's nice to see you, by the way.
Yes, a pleasure, pleasure.
I'll step out, knock.
There's a couple moments, and then you see the door open, and almost in an instant, your eyes readjust, and there is mood lighting in this very fresh wood smell that wafts in this very chill jazz lounge-like magic shop. And you see Alwerda open the door.
Hey,
Oh, hi.
it's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too.
Hi. Came as a customer.
Oh, good. Step inside.
Do we still have that other potion? The one of diminutiveness?
One of us has it.
Do we need it?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll take that as we're gonna hoard it until we need it or absolutely don't.
I mean, I'm okay with it. Not. I mean, I'm okay if you want to try to sell it in
Yeah.
order to. Yeah.
Cool. And I'll ask her, hey, we just came in to see if y'all had any new wares in stock that might pique my interest.
Actually, we do. We got one new item. It's right over there.
I go look.
And you see what looks like some sort of golden brooch.
Oh, I like brooches. What does this do?
Oh, I believe it is some sort of ward against magical forces, specifically.
Oh,
And I believe it can even deflect a particular spell. I believe.
what spell is that?
I'm not quite sure, but I believe it's some sort of magic bolt, magic
Dart?
arrow. No,
Missile?
missile. Yes.
Oh, huh. Cool. Anything else or?
You've seen our previous wearers, haven't you?
Yes.
We have this amazing rod here that can let you stay in place for moments to moments.
Yeah.
As well as if you're looking for strength, we have potions of that kind. If you're looking to make a good swim, we have that for you.
I was looking more for anything protective wise.
I believe the closest thing to protection is the brooch itself.
Yeah. How much was the rod again?
The rod, I believe, I say it's somewhere around 500 gold.
Oof. How about for 250, and I sell you this potion to cover the other half?
What is this?
It's a potion of diminutiveness. Diminutive. Makes you tiny. Will that work?
This should probably cover about half the cost of that.
Yeah.
rod.
That's what I suggest you.
So,
250?
how about I give you 200 for the potion, and you pay 275 for the rod. That way we both come on top.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll pay 275 for that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Do tell your friends about us.
Yeah, I will.
But do try to keep the whole
I don't know what you're talking about.
good.
I'll walk out.
All right. So, no more potion of diminution, but you do have an immovable rod.
And then I will go to the temple.
All right. So that was 3 weeks. So you have 3 weeks left.
I did 3 weeks worth of shopping.
You did 2 weeks worth of research.
Oh.
And then a week worth of shopping, looking around, and
A part of that, I was going to look for any fun, fashionable things.
give me an investigation check.
Oh, 21.
21. Unfortunately, Ormondshire is not a fashion capital by any stretch of the imagination. So the closest thing you can get is a very fine tailor that is willing to take in any material that you might provide and come up with something to your liking. But unfortunately with that, you have to front the cost yourself.
Yeah, never mind.
But you do find a talented tailor.
Yeah. We don't have enough time for that. No, I go to the temple.
All right.
And what was his name? Father.
Abraham.
You never got his name.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Hi. Hey.
You step inside and you do not find that father
Okay.
or that cleric.
Who do I see?
You actually see a young boy or a young man. Probably looks to be just a bit older than you, maybe mid-20s, something like that. But he seems like a young, spry, half-elven individual. These kind of long mutton chops and these half-pointed ears. But his robes seem well worn and like he's been doing this for quite some time.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
My name is Darren, and
Well, hi, Darren.
hi, and yours is.
My name's Essim.
It's nice to meet you, Esam.
A pleasure to meet you. What brings you to a temple today?
I was looking to see if I could volunteer and do some work around the temple for a while.
Oh. Are you a follower of the great Bahamut?
Something like that, yeah.
What do you mean, something like that?
I was raised here in a temple, basically. Not here, it's in another town. From a very young age. And the followings and the tenets of Bahamut were taught to me, but I felt like they were skewed by the people who did these things. They all thought I was super special. I don't really believe that, and so I ran from it basically. And well, I have started to realize that there's some parts of me that some ways that I interact with people that may not be the best and be beneficial to others as I initially thought they were. And it's been a long time since I put work inward and internally, if that makes sense.
It does, actually.
And, well, in a couple weeks, I have to leave for a job quest of sorts, and I just wanted to start again, and this is the only place I really knew how.
Well, all the children of the great Bahamut are welcome here. So, if your service is what you're looking for,
Yeah.
then you came to the right place. Honestly, if you're looking to help, we come here with open hearts and an unbridled need to do what's right. And you look like you're someone who's both looking to help and looking for help.
Yes, that's exactly who I am. I want to help anyone and everyone that I come across, but I always take the wrong step into doing that. Growing up, I thought he was all about smiting down the evildoers, using his ferocious strength and his magics to quell and displace all shadow and evil, but I was never really taught about another side of
No,
his.
the great light of Bahamut is not meant to blind, but those who have known nothing but darkness can't help but be taken aback by the bright, shining beacon that it is. No, but the light is supposed to represent good. It's supposed to represent honor and justice overall. That is what the light represents, not of wrath.
But is there anything that he hates?
It is not a hate. It is a opposition. It is a balance that the great Bahamut understands must be put in place. No scale can be tipped in one direction or the other. But one must know that with fealty, respect to righteousness and innocence, duty and protection to any lesser beings, and the correction of the enemy's injustice to all, as well as a forbearance to oneself. These are the tenets we must uphold.
Okay. Well,
If you're willing to help, then get your hands ready to put in some work.
I'm completely capable of doing so.
Very well. I will grab you some vestments, and do you have a place to put away those common clothing?
Yeah, and I'll just gesture to my bag and...
Right. Well, I look forward to becoming brothers under
Thank
the
you.
great light of Bahamut.
Thank you.
Darren,
Yeah.
a family name?
Golden Heart.
Huh. All right.
Why?
Golden Heart. I swear I've heard that name before, but I cannot place it. I'm sure it'll come to me.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll just serve the temple as much as I can.
Roll me a d10.
10,
Now roll a d6.
5.
Upon showing your service and devotion to Bahamut, one of the elders amongst the clergy sees you fit to undertake a quest of some sort.
A what now?
A quest.
From the elders?
From a elder.
And what elder is this?
It is an elder by the name of Hamish.
What do they ask of me?
He comes forward and gathers a group, honestly.
Oh, no.
It would seem that amongst us there is someone who shines bright in comparison to the rest of us. And this will not go unnoticed. Darren, if you would step forward.
And I'm definitely thinking that I trying to pay attention, but I haven't done so much like physical labor in a long time. That I'm a little tired. I'm like, I look at the guy next to me and like gesture like for him to walk. And I realize it's my name. I'm like, yep. Oh, step forward. I'll take a step forward. Yeah.
You are capable, you are strong, and you are of a bright will that I have not seen in many years. And because of this, I know that you have been chosen to undertake what must be done. And I will say it is not a simple task, but you see, we have information on a sensor, a beacon of devoutness, gleaming with the light of the Bahamut. And I believe you are the one tasked to retrieve it.
Is it big?
No,
Where's it at?
it is apparently in a well south of Ormondshire.
In a well?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Very well. I don't know how far south, but I know it's in a well.
Right. A big well, small well?
It's relatively small and covered in vines. In a pool of some sort of almost greenish liquid. I don't know, my vision didn't tell me too much, but yes,
In a well covered by vines in a pool of green liquid?
yes.
Okay. Is there a timeline on this, or?
No, not necessarily. I mean, this sensor has been missing for nearly 200 years. And I'm sure if there are more pressing matters, of course, don't take it too diligently. It's
Okay.
fine. But amongst all of us, you are the most capable. You have shown great promise and great devotion to the Lord Bahamut.
Yeah.
And given my recent vision, I know that it is a sign. I am a messenger for you.
The message was the quest?
Yes.
Oh. Wow.
Were you expecting something else?
No, I don't know what to expect at all.
Expect traveling south, I would suppose.
Yeah, sounds about right. At any time that I've been servicing, I know in one of the first episodes we talked about, he just, as Darren was leaving, he sarcastically mentioned that there should be 7 shrubs, but the 7th one was like hidden. Has he ever gotten access to that?
No.
Okay. But before I go on this, may I do a quiet prayer or reflection near the 7th shrub?
You may not.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'll go back to sweeping.
Well, good. You're all dismissed. Go do about your chores. A good day. So, that transpires. Anything else anyone would like to do?
I will take 2 weeks, and I'm not 2 weeks, 2 days, and spend all day those 2 days writing new spell scrolls. I actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go buy quite a bit of ink and paper for it
Okay.
to cover those 2 days, and I've already got some, but I want to keep that for when we're traveling if I need to write more. But I want to have 4 cure wounds on hand. I want to have 2 sanctuary, and then 2 featherfall ready.
Damn. I still have those ones.
So
you
that's a total of 6.
That's 8. So 4 cure wounds, and then 2.
Oh, sorry.
2 and
4
2.
cure wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 8.
And any point during that, I'll transcribe the identify into my book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have the spell scroll?
Yes, it's going to cost you 100 gold.
100 gold. Okay.
And that's given that Marcus has tools of the trade as an artificer. So
Yes.
spell scroll costs are halved.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to cover or do?
I'll spend the rest of that week. So I spent 2 days. Actually, I'll spend the 2 days doing that, and then 4 days brewing not cure wounds,
Healing potions?
Healing potions.
Okay.
And then the last day, I'm gonna spend with some gold. And actually, I need to go buy jeweler's tools. And I'm gonna take some of the gems, and I'm gonna make Ruth a pendant.
Ah, very nice.
And I'll probably use about 75 gold worth of the jewels on that pendant.
So jeweler's tools are 25 gold.
Okay.
Just mark that down. And what kind of jewel are you using for the pendant?
I'm gonna use an emerald, and then I want to do a bunch of if I have any like really really small gems to go around it. I want to do that.
I mean, do you have those gems?
I mean, it was just 500 gold worth of gems.
Okay. Very well. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check with your D4 since you're doing it with and add a proficiency if you don't
Twice.
already.
I have expertise.
In sleight of hand?
I have. Is this for making the?
Yeah, the pendant.
So I have tool expertise. So anytime I use one of the tools, I can double 21.
It is quite a lavish pendant. You have a well-set, well-cut emerald, as well as a number of adjoining, let's say, small diamond and what's a good? We'll say sapphires.
Okay.
We'll say your mother was born and her birthstone is an emerald.
Okay.
So that being that your birthstone is a sapphire and your father's is a diamond.
Okay.
So thematically, it all makes sense.
Okay.
It's quite a beautiful gift as well. I take it the chain is sterling silver or like a rose gold
Yeah.
tennis
I
bracelet.
think I'd go with like a sterling silver.
Yeah. So with that, you have a nice, wonderful gift for your mom. We're at 7 weeks into this whole process. Overall, everything you've all done.
The 2 weeks for the bracers were mostly done from the time that Ashlock stayed behind, and he was, this child was going back and forth.
Darren?
Yeah.
That's right.
So it was basically just finishing it up for
So that'll put us at 6
couple
weeks.
days.
Well, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So a little over
I
a
think
month.
6.
yeah, I'd say 6.
Okay. So we're at about a month and a half out. Anything else you all like to do?
No, I'm just chilling in the temple. I'm pretty sure you and Noah are at this point.
Okay. So in the pendant, I take one of my thieves' tools and start scratching onto the back of it with this thief tool. It kind of glows a little bit, and as I do it, Ashlock says, "I love you, Mom." And so anytime she presses the pendant, it'll say that.
That's
Very
so
nice.
fucking sweet.
And so the day or the night before we leave, I'm going to give her this gift.
I don't think you've ever received a hug so heartwarming and just fills you with joy and almost a tear, which is how precious the moment is. But as the night comes to an end, you know what lays before you. Both of you do, and you ready yourselves with your newfound materials, equipment, and rations and whatnot.
What was the kid's name that introduced me to the temple?
Essam,
Essam.
And did we decide that we're going to go get horses or not?
you have not.
So I assume like at this point we're both walking out the gate, and Ashlock goes,
Hey, we should get some horses or something.
You think?
And with that, we'll pick up next time.
Yeah.
Pick up.
Shopping episode. All right, bye guys.
Take care of yourself.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening. And remember, if you enjoyed this, do leave a comment. Rate it. You don't have to, but it does mean a lot to us. Also, if you comment, you guys can talk to us. We really like when you guys talk to us. You can tell us how annoying we are, and hey, we might even do something about it.
Quick shout out, Matthew Bulls. Thank you so much. I was told today that you've been listening to all of our episodes, and so thank you so much. You're the
That's
best.
awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
right?
you.
Someone who's been listening to all of them? Hell yeah.
Wow.
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 All right. Yeah, wow. And with that nice note, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.